Hello, this is Alex. I'm from the US. Recently, I booked a trip to China from the Let's Locals. Here, I'm going to share my trip with you guys. Beijing Roast Duck is actually a very famous dish around China and with a long-standing history. The duck for Beijing Roast Duck is Beijing duck. This is actually a best meat-type duck around the world. It's said that this kind of duck has been cultivated for over 1,000 years of history. Originally, this type of duck was found accidentally when a king was hunting, and then this type of duck was kept for hunting purpose and now was bred into a famous meat-type duck. More than 100 years ago, Beijing duck was introduced into Europe and America. After local breeding, Beijing duck went popular. As a type of quality meat duck, the history of Beijing duck is profound. Even there are more than hundreds of roast duck shops in Beijing, but there are only two roasting methods, hang in the oven and simmer in the oven. Plus, each method has different taste. As their signature dish in the royal court of the Yuan dynasty, the Ming dynasty, and the Qing dynasty, the Beijing roasted duck has the well-portioned of fat and lean meat with tenderness and softness. Beijing roasted duck was originated from the Nanjing roasted duck. The research shows that roasted duck was invented in the southern and northern dynasties. At that time, it was a royal dish. Today, a friend from Let's Locals will take me to try Beijing roast duck. In Beijing, the top 3 famous Beijing roast duck restaurants are Quanju the Hang Roast Duck and 便宜坊 Simmer Roast Duck and the Rising Star 大董 Roast Duck. My friend told me $100 are enough to take me above mentioned 3 roast duck restaurant, but the question is, I don't know if I have such a big appetite for that. The most famous hang roast duck is Quanju the restaurant established roast duck as the image ambassador of Beijing. Yang Quanren, the founder of the Quanju, was a small merchant who was involved in poultry business. Gradually, he gained his wealth and established Quanju. So, let's go to Quanju first. Hang roast duck is roasted in the oven without a door. The fume is from fruit trees because this type of wood can provide heat for longer time without smoke. After burning, there is a special fragrance. There is an opening in the door, so the position of the duck could be switched from time to time in order to let it evenly roasted. During the roast process, the fat under the skin has already melted. The roasted duck is characterized by crispy skin and tender meat. The requirement of enjoying hang roast duck is that each slice of duck meat must have skin attached to it. After roasting, the duck will be cut into slices with knife. Normally, a duck can be cut into small pieces within 90 seconds. Then you can put duck slices into the pancake with slices of green onion, cucumber, and sweet bean sauce. Besides, the bone can be used to make tasty soup after the meat is removed. And my friend also told me that salt and pepper duck bone is even better, so I asked for a salt and pepper duck bone. Besides, I learned a royal way of eating duck bone, that is dipping sugar. Alright, that is the first royal duck restaurant. I've spent 298 yuan, that's about $40. Actually, I'm a little bit full now. I didn't dare to eat that much. Now, let's go to the second roast duck restaurant. 便宜坊 is the representative of simmered roast duck. Compared with Quanju, the 便宜坊 is even older, with a history of more than 600 years. Simmer roast duck is not that impressive compared with hang roast duck, and even some so-called experts said that the skin of simmer roast duck is not that crispy according to the standards of the hang roast duck. Luckily, 便宜坊, with a long-standing history, apply for protection of national intangible culture heritage with its simmer roast duck scale. So 便宜坊 is no longer afraid that the roast duck here will not be regarded as roast duck. As a matter of fact, 便宜坊 traditional simmered roast duck was originated in the 1416 of the Qing dynasty. In 1855, some duck roasting masters from 便宜坊 established a restaurant in Xianyukou. That is the birthplace of the current 便宜坊 restaurant. The oven for simmered roast duck is sealed, and the sorghum stalk is filled. Before roasting, the fill will be put into the oven and let it burn first. After reaching to a certain level of temperature, the duck will be put into the oven. The duck will be cooked by the remaining heat in the oven. During the roasting process, there will be no flame, the door won't be open, and the duck won't be turned. This type of roasting technique is characterized by high humidity and less oil will be applied on the duck. And now let's try. Look at that, the skin and meat are not separated like hanging roast duck. Duck roasted with this technique focus on the meat. After a bite of the roast duck, the satisfaction will fill your heart. Besides, the duck one is quite different from the first one. The duck one here is deep fried, and you don't have to take it with sugar. In general, it's totally different feeling. And this time, I've spent 198 Chinese yuan. Next, we are going to 大董 Roast Duck. The restaurant is a very famous restaurant without any history compared with the previous ones. However, this restaurant is very famous and almost everyone knows this restaurant. In this restaurant, there are 8 seasonings and 8 ways of eating roast duck. Duck skin dipped in sugar, you can just melt in the instant that you put it into your mouth. Duck dipped in the smashed garlic is also special and famous. The salted duck liver is tender and tasty, worth the try. Chinese chive and duck is special in design, looking like a painting with a special taste. If you want to try roast duck in 大董 Roast Duck, you need to book a seat 2 or 3 days in advance because this restaurant is so famous. Different from traditional roast duck, 大董 has made a lot of changes in cooking techniques from the perspective of healthy diet, and that's the reason why his restaurant is so popular and famous. The taste of duck skin in this restaurant is the most special. It tastes crispy but not greasy instead of the traditional concept of crispy and greasy. Besides, sugar with low sweetness level is provided here. Take a dip in the sugar and put it on your tongue. The sugar will melt without chewing. And the duck skin is in the restaurant doesn't taste oily or fat. Compared with other brands of roast duck, 大董 Roast Duck is low in fat. The analysis shows that the fat content is much lower than traditional roast duck. Exploration on how to eat roast duck is also one of the features on 大董 restaurant. There will be a booklet on every table. It tells you the ways of eating roast duck and taking care of you with Chinese culture. Alright, that's the end of my eating best roast duck with $100. And now I think the roast duck from 便宜坊 suits my appetite the best. I want to thank my friend from Let's Locals. Next time, I'm going to try the most dangerous dish in Beijing. Join me if you want to try that too.